Greetings and welcome to the World Numismatic News as we now take a look at Lincoln cent varieties you can look for from the 1949 penny. Our first port of call is the Denver Mint, where we can locate a rather pleasing repunched mint mark variety in the form of this 1949 D over D coin. This coin is actually a triple punched mint mark, to be precise, in a coin that is still in a nice early die state. You can clearly see that the initial D mint mark was struck into the northeast with a fair amount of separation too. The secondary D mint mark was then impressed slightly towards the south of the primary impression. The best place to spot this is to look at the serifs of the D, both towards the top and bottom. You should see clear notching, not unlike a coin that has experienced offset hub doubling in this way, but here the mint mark was simply repunched, clearly indicating that there were three distinct punchings of the D mint mark. Now, if we look at a coin that is both in a lower grade and a much later die state, then the second impression becomes a lot more difficult. Not impossible, mind you, but certainly more challenging to identify. However, the initial punching, the one made towards the northeast with the strong separation, remains extremely clear throughout, so you can definitely count on that. Now, in terms of value, a beautifully toned PCGS graded example was sold at auction in 2023 as PCGS MS66 Red for the sum of $504. From there, we can then head over to the San Francisco Mint for a very interesting doubled obverse variety, and a case of the much less frequently encountered design hub variety. Now, there is some additional thickness on the letters of "In God We Trust," but that is definitely not the main feature for this variety. Here, the main attraction is the fact that a blunt top 4 was impressed over top a pointed 4, giving us this very distinctive variety. There is also some more subtle spread on the 1 of the date, but the 4 is really the main point of interest. And here again, condition or even die state has very little to no impact on identifying the variety. The thickness on the eyelid and the letters of "In God We Trust" all remain. The doubling on the 1 in the date does become a little harder to spot, but the 4 remains the same, with the top clearly showing the difference. In 2024, a PCGS graded MS67 Plus Red example of this coin was sold at auction for the amount of $3,487. And then, for the sake of completeness, if nothing else, there is also a repunched mint mark variety from the San Francisco Mint known for this year. This is not a very well-known or widely sought-after variety, and as a result, the value will remain relatively low. But it is a clear S over S variety, with the initial impression taking place towards the west of the final S mint mark. Now, this coin is not listed in the current edition of the Cherry Picker's Guide, and as an indirect consequence, PCGS will not certify it as a variety. Anax and NGC fortunately do take a more enlightened approach and will happily do so. In 2017, an Anax graded example of this coin was sold at auction, graded as MS65 Red for the spectacular amount of $33. Subscribe to WNN and feel free to watch a video about the 1947 penny varieties next, right here. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.